A young international team is currently constructing Protei, a sailing rowboat that we hope will help to clean up oil spills in the oceans. How did Protei start? The BP oil spill happened in the Gulf of Mexico. I decided to move to the Gulf of Mexico to help on the cleanup. And the first thing I did is to study how the oil moves. It drifts downwind, following the surface currents. BP intended to remove the spilled oil by conducting controlled burns, spraying toxic dispersant, or sending manned skimmers. The skimmers are repurposed shrimping and fishing boats that drag oil-absorbing booms across the water. The orange boom contains the oil, while the white boom absorbs the oil. Hundreds of skimmers were sent to clean up the oil spill, but only 3% was collected. How could such a small amount be collected by skimmers? Say we have an oil spill, out of control. We send skimmers which basically trace clean lines into complex stretches of oil. With the same length of boom, we can make a straight line. Moving upwind, we can intercept a lot more oil. Many have criticized oil-absorbing booms for not collecting all the oil at one time, but if we multiply the rig, we may do better. What if we sail upwind, pulling a long oil-absorbing tail, intercepting a lot of oil in the successive folds, using the force of nature to remediate a man-made catastrophe? Protei would solve most of the strategical problems that skimmers have. While using skimmers, the health of humans is exposed to heavy toxics. Protei would be unmanned. On skimmers, cleaners rely on spotting oil by the eye. Human vision is limited. Protei would predict oil moving patterns and sense the oil. Skimmers are not able to operate far from the shore or in bad weather. Protei could operate in both deep and shallow bodies of water and in any weather. Skimmers are expensive. Protei will be produced low cost. Skimmers are oil-driven vessels, while Protei is wind-powered, a green technology. But moving a long oil-absorbing tail is not an easy thing to do with a sailing rowboat. With a conventional boat, when we pull a long heavy load, the rudder and centerboard completely lose efficiency. Instead, we found out that an articulated hull could provide more control over a long absorbing tail. In the future, we will have a fleet of Protei operating as a swarm. The idea is to produce them cheap enough so we can have many of them operating simultaneously. The fleet could run adaptive patterns based on wind and currents, or be remotely controlled by people from the coast. Also, online gamers could control swarms of Protei from anywhere in the world. Oil spills are happening everywhere all the time. It's not about asking ourselves if another oil spill will happen, but when and where it will happen. But Protei is not only for oil spill, many other applications are possible. Protei could collect plastic in the ocean, measure radioactivity in the ocean, monitor fisheries, conduct physical oceanography tests. But Protei is not only about the technology. We also wanted to make it into a sustainable business. Business as usual has this order of priorities: profits, technology, people, nature. Profit is the priority, technology is the mean to make profit, people as the workforce, instrumentalized, and nature is just an added value. Protei turns that logic upside down to follow a model of nature, people, technology, and profits. Nature is the most important, that allows the people to live. Technology is what we use, and profit is a necessary condition to make a sustainable business. This promo video looks great, but is it really happening? Well, looks like. As of summer 2011, we have already built more than 6 prototypes and have a team of engineers working on a full-scale functional prototype. And we have 300 people backing the project through a Kickstarter fundraiser. Protei is developed open hardware by an international team using DIY techniques so everybody can use, modify, and distribute our technology and design for free. There are many ways you can get involved with Protei: by donating, by sponsoring, by involving your university or your company, or even just yourself and become part of the Protei research team. Protei.org